Hey, come and praise the Lord, man. Come let me praise, let me praise, let me praise the Lord. Come let me join, let me rise, let me praise the Lord. Come let me dance, let me jump, let me praise the Lord. I should have died, Jesus Christ came and died on me. He took my place, washed my sins, gave me liberty. I was born, Jesus came and he set me free. So take my hand, leave your sins, come on and walk with me. I want my hand and I said, make me praise the Lord. Come make me dance, make me rise, make me praise the Lord. Come make me praise, make me praise, make me praise the Lord. Come make me dance, make me rise, make me praise the Lord. When I was going through my valley, pain and tribulation, thinking what to do, wonder what is my next.
Bless up, Sir Melody, bless up. Because
I heard a voice saying, son, come and take my hand. I see your pain and I'm here just to help you. So make me sing, make me praise the Lord. Make me praise, make me praise, make me praise the Lord. Make me praise. Make me dance, make me sing, make me praise the Lord. All right, sounding good. Don't make me praise now. Make me praise the Lord. Make me dance, make me dance, make me praise the Lord. Make me jump, make me dance, make me praise the Lord. Make me sing, shout, make me praise the Lord. Make me praise, make me praise the Lord. Make me dance, make me dance, make me praise the Lord. Make me jump, make me dance, make me praise the Lord. Make me sing, make me shout, make me praise the Lord.
all right, blessings, blessings. This is another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. And as always, some awesome things we will do. It's another great day, great night, and I'm happy to
Bring you
bring you
another
another
episode of the
episode of the
Awesome
Awesome
Music
Music
Show.
Show. And tonight we have two wonderful ladies on the show who are entrepreneurs and they will be talking about their business. So tonight is an online business expo on the awesome music show, and it's a really, really happy time. My guests on the awesome show tonight, first of all, thanks to those who are joining on the Instagram platform. As always, you're not going to be able to see my guests, but we'll provide you with all the necessary information that you can connect with them after the show. Um, for your books and everything else, social media. And for those who are joining us live on the DLT music page, thank you so much for joining. Andre Melody, blessings, and for all those who are coming on as the show progresses. Thank you so much for being a part of the awesome music show. So tonight I have two wonderful ladies on the show with me, and I'm going to introduce the first, which is one of my very, very good friends, Miss Julian Jones, and she's the author of two books. She will be talking to us about those two books and all the information surrounding that. And then my other good friend, Miss Tanya Birch, and she is the author of another book, and she'll be talking to us about that tonight. Ladies, thank you so much for being a part of the Awesome Music Show. Welcome. All right. So it's really good to be on the show. The thing with the show tonight, it's two ladies, so they always say ladies first. So I can choose anyone tonight to start. So I'm gonna be starting with Julian. Um, just tell us a little bit about your early days as a child, and how was it for you growing up and stuff like that. Your schools, if you want to talk about your schools, and also, I mean, big up some of your teachers and stuff like that. Your past students, you're free to do that. So go ahead.
Hi, good night, everyone. My name is Julian Jones. Uh, I was born in Spanish Town. I'm the last child. I have four brothers. I'm the last child and only girl.
Wow,
I got
nice.
saved at the age of 8 years old. So my entire life, I have been serving God. So, you can imagine all my mess, which I guess persons don't want to talk about as a Christian. But my mess um, coming up during that time. I grew up in a single family home, mother taking care of all of us.
Mhm.
Growing up wasn't all that bad in terms of, having my brothers around. Then and there we grew together, so we knew how to love and appreciate each other.
Yes.
However, the breakdown happened when everybody starts to separate. So everybody becoming, I think I left when I was a teenager. So the whole separation started when I was a teenager. So I left from around them when I was a teen, and I went to live with mom while, because they're older, so they're expected to go on their own. So all of that kind of caused a breakdown um, in our relationship. And it kind of put a dim on things, on how we communicate, on how we had actually relate with each other after that. Um, I went to the Oneness Apostolic Basic School, and from there I went on to Horizon Park Primary and Junior High School. While at Horizon Park Primary and Junior High School, I was very good at reading and running. I
Right.
then went on to the Old Harbor High School, big up OHS. Big
Yeah.
up everyone online that's supporting me that attended Old Harbor High School. I was a part of the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force.
Oh, nice.
Also, when they had the IYF International Youth Fellowship, I was also a part of that. I was also the goalkeeper for Old Harbor High School girls football team.
Wow.
From there, I went on to GT Foster College of Physical Education and Sports, where I continued playing football. Um, so my journey in terms of a Christian, as I made mention earlier, my entire life is basically in church, right? I have actually chosen some road where it's not the best, made some decisions that is not the best. However, God has kept me until this time, and I believe it's for a specific purpose.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. So nice, nice. So you have a very very active childhood, which is good. I mean, none of us is perfect. I'm yet to find a perfect person. So the whatever mistakes we make in life, I'm always saying that we use those as a stepping stone and as lessons that we can use to improve our future. Only a stupid person would be making the same mistakes over and over and over, not learning from them. So that's fine. Greetings to Terina Ever Young and Chanela Scott Patrick, and also Phyllis Diaval, my very, very good friend, joining on the Awesome Music Show. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so having left high school, I'm sure you are now an author of two books. At what point, because you said you did very well in running and in English in school, at what point were you ever thinking that you would ever become a writer? Was it ever anything in your time to say, hey, one day I might write a book or anything like that?
Not at all. One of the things I know I was good at is when it comes on to encouraging others or motivating others. But in terms of writing a book, I never had that in my thoughts any at all.
All right, nice. Greetings to the Steady Boss on the Steady Show on the Instagram platform. All those who have joined, bless you as well. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for joining. So, I mean, that's the funny thing about life that a lot of time we don't know where we will end up because we start off somewhere and God just have His way of bringing us to another destination that we never even thought of. I mean, some people, you were good in running, so maybe a lot of people thought, hey, you're gonna be the next top athlete for Jamaica. But guess what? You have diverted to something else, and your purpose or God's purpose is being fulfilled in your life one way or another. Maybe running was not your pathway, or that was not what God wanted you to be. He wanted you to inspire people through your pen, which is a powerful thing. And that's really good. That's really good. So I'm gonna be taking an intro from Tanya Birch tonight, and then we're gonna get back to Julia in terms of the whole book and how it came about and stuff like that. And it is really an awesome, awesome, awesome journey. So Tanya, tell us about your early start, as a child and stuff like that, and I mean coming up to know an author of a book. Very, very proud of you, ladies. Just to let you know before, if nobody has ever told you, very, very proud. I mean, we could be having the show tonight talking about something that's non-productive, but having written a book, it's really, really a great achievement. And I'm sure this is not going to be the first or second for any of you. More books are going to come forth. So tell us about your early beginnings, Tanya, so that our viewers can learn.
Okay, for me though, my situation a bit is a bit similar to Julian's. I was this crazy child, very rebellious. I got saved when I was 18, and that's when I got saved. It was like God had to put me down for me to really, accept Him, because, as I said before, I was this child who did not give. My mouth was very loose. Growing up, I was this person who didn't care. I always have a lot of friends, and I would just speak my mind, and people would tell me that I'm a mad person. I was a fun-loving person. However, yes, my family, both parents are musicians.
Nice.
I've been living with my mother, but my father played an integral part in my life. I am kind of close to my father, even now there's nothing that my father will do for me. To school days, I went to St. James High School, after which I migrated for a while, and then I came back and I went to International University of the Caribbean, where I studied guidance and counseling. I've been working in the hotel industry. I am an accountant, accounting officer. So basically, people always ask why I studied guidance and counseling. The thing is that the Lord had a play for me. As I said, from age 18, He had to put me down. And putting me down was like teaching me how to really work with young people. From age 18 up until today, I am still working with young children and young people. So that's really my passion. Even though I'm in accounting, my passion is really helping young children and teenagers. That's really my passion. So I will go over and beyond for my young people, even at church and elsewhere. I'm also the founder of Every Woman of Confidence and Authority. I have a charity group in Montego Bay, which is at my church now. I'm running it from my church. So on every month, I would go into the community, and a group of us will go into the community. In our community, we do a soup kitchen where we take care of our elderly and church members. Not only members who are part of my church, but other persons within the community. I also cater to persons who are young adults, young teenagers who are going through, issues that are affecting their teenage life. So from time to time, we will meet with them, talk with them, and try to guide them on the right way. Saturday, as I told you, Dave, that we had a kids breakfast treat. We had a treat for the children in our community, just to just bring them out and get some fresh air due to COVID and the restrictions. So these are some of the things that I will do. Being an author, I did not see that coming, because first and foremost, no, as I said, I do accommodation, therefore I am not verbal linguistic, as in an English scholar, but I am more of a numerical person. So
Yes.
seeing myself as an author now, I think I was in Daytona and I heard when I got two friends that said to me that they had a vision about me. And actually, this lady was praying for me when I was in the street, and she said to me that I saw a lot of books around me. And I said, really? I mean, I think I can talk English, so here goes the books around me. So, and then another friend of mine said to me that, Tanya, I got a vision about you signing books and so forth. I must have probably not one been in the past, but I don't see it. You understand? So two persons, and I do conferences, and this lady from Substance, from, there's a psychologist there, and she said to me that, you know that you're an author. Listen, me. Listen, no. And yeah, you have to talk the truth, you have to be transparent. I said no,
Yes.
because they said no, this is a conference. Even though the title of the conference or the theme of the conference it can actually turn over into a book, which I'm actually going to do further down the line. But with this book now, woo, I didn't see it coming. That's all I can say. I didn't see this coming at all. I didn't. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's divine intervention. Really.
All right. Great, great. I mean, I laugh when I hear you talking about people telling you about the lady saying that she has a vision, seeing books around you and stuff like that. Many of the persons in the Bible, we know when even God called them, they even doubted, telling God, hey, I can't do this, I can't do that. And so many of them try to run away from the call. But guess what? When the call is on your life and when there's purpose, that's cut out for you. There's nothing you can do to avoid that. And sometimes God will show people around you stuff that you have not even seen for yourself yet. And that's just about how it goes. So that's an awesome thing. And we're going to be getting into the title of your book and stuff like that. So already we already have an idea of the inspiration behind your book, which is good because you have always been doing stuff in the community with young people, with women, with teenagers and everything, and that's a powerful thing. So Julian Jones, back to you. You have now gone through um, what we will call a transformation from this young athlete at Old Harbor and growing up in St. Catherine and stuff like that, being a good writer in school, being good at English, to know an author of not just one book, but two books. Tell us how this whole book thing came about, and tell us about the title of your books and release date. When were they released? And we can get into other details as to how people can find the books and support you ladies and stuff like that. So tell us about how these two books came about. Wonderful.
All right. As I made mention earlier that I'm always motivating person. So I think it was back in 2013, 2013, right? However, it wasn't a written book at that time. What I normally would do is in the early morning, I would just get up and things would just flow. Things would just flow in the early days. And then I just find myself writing. So every morning that I get up, things, I mean, based on my experience, which I'll be talking about because it's actually in one of my books, but things will just be flowing and I just be writing and writing. So it all starts in 2013. I used to do prayers in the early morning as well, where I get up and I record prayers and I used to send them out. I would have actually done, I think I did 365 days of posts. I don't know if you remember that one. I have just been doing 21 days gratitude, the positive things that I can get my hands on. I just find myself just doing those things. When I'm down or, feeling overwhelmed, I find myself encouraging myself. It's almost like I'm there and I'm preaching back to myself. And persons sometimes, if they're around me, they'll be like, "You're a preacher," and I'm like, "No." And I don't want to be a preacher. But I just find that I start comforting myself. I remember a friend of mine, he said to me that after you're through, giving up yourself, at the end of the day, who is actually your source? And I keep telling him that most times when I'm through, I have to go back to God.
Yes.
There are tears, and it's almost like my strength, being overwhelmed, running to that rock. That is how I find strength to actually go on to the next day and days to come. So for one of my books, it's called Making an Impact, Julian Jones Finding Wounds.
Yes.
All right. For that book, it has a bit of experience about spoken words, things that were spoken over my life, how I was branded, the things I was called, abused. And from there, it actually took a toll on me. So Dayle, I'm there and I'm still being an inspiration to everybody else around me, but I couldn't find it at that time, like to say, all right, I'm so positive to everybody else, but it's almost like I'm being negative to myself. I can encourage everybody else, but it's almost like, okay, I accept the fact that I was told that, you know what, you're not going to be anything. You're being branded as a whore, you're being branded. And I accepted those things. and it caused me to actually put myself in a defeated mindset. What also happened, because I was not able to release the things that I was going through. I never had an outlet, because every time I tried to talk, I would hear shut up. So because of that, I tend to keep things on the inside. And I mean, it actually caused me to make some decisions that were not the best. I was in a defeated mindset. I mean, I was in no state to deal with problems. I just wanted to run away from problems. Problems come. I mean, all I wanted to do was to seek refuge somewhere. I just wanted peace. But peace wasn't what I thought it would be. It's almost like, as it's in my book, running from one place to the next. But
Yes.
it actually, the place may be different. But over time, you realize that the experience is the same thing. And it doesn't matter how I try to run and run, I end up finding myself right back at the spot. And I had to just, you know what, and that's when I actually started to plead with God. I said, look here, God, you have to fix me. Because then and there I realized, yes, things were spoken, things happened. But at the end of the day, I was the one who, you know what, I internalized it. I started to see myself as less than, as not enough. And through that, you know, I started and I said, you know what, God, you have to fix me, fix me. Let me see me through your eyes.
Yeah.
Let me become the best me through your eyes. Because indeed, I'm the apple of God's eye. But you see, when you're in this negative mindset and you start seeing things negatively, I mean, the persons who may have inflicted wounds, you start looking at them negatively, and everything around you just become totally negative. And as a result, you're not able to even see you in a positive light. Because of that, it had even stifled me in terms of, you know, wanting to launch out, but afraid to do so because of what was said to me. And I want somebody to know that words are powerful. This thing about sticks and stone may break my bones, but words may never hurt. That is foolishness. Words are powerful. We use words to create. And that was actually the inspiration behind this book. So in there you'll find affirmation, because after pleading with God, say, you know what, I just take me out. I don't even want to be alive. Just take me out, because I don't see the reason. I mean, things are being said, things are being done. I'm now in a negative mindset. Then what's the use? I don't see the use of being alive. Just take me out. But I mean, he had other plans. And from there, after seeking him, what happened is that I started to affirm myself. So I started over and I started, you know what? I started to talk positive things, looking in my mirror, and I just literally started to transform. I started to write, I started to transform all the bitterness, all the things that I've been through. I started to write about them, and it literally started to transform me. God himself was doing a work in me. The situation may not have been pretty, but looking at it today, I am grateful for every experience. I am indeed grateful for it. And I started my affirmations, I would say 10 a day, and I'd move on, and I started to feel better. Things weren't how I want it to be, but I started to feel better within myself. So I started the affirmation every morning. I would just get up and I just affirm myself, I am enough. I am fearfully and wonderfully made by God. I am positive. I welcome advice. I would just be speaking things. And I just literally started to transform my mindset towards myself. Because remember, as I was saying to you, look here, I was positive to everybody else around me. I could encourage you, and you don't know that I'm going through anything at all. because
Yes.
what? I would smile, and then a lot of persons tend to see me as this strong person. So I mean, when I'm going through stuff, because I smile and I know how to mask pain. I know that well. So persons are like, hey, you're fine. But fine for me meant I was breaking. Fine for me meant, I was struggling. Fine for me meant I wanted help. And it's almost like, all right, seeing that I've been shut down, basically because who I want to sit and listen to me, I wasn't actually getting that.
Yes. Yes.
And I was so broken. But in my broken state, I was being healed. God was healing me. He was developing me for this day and time, to even do the book, to reach others. So, and from there, I even have there are some rename of mountains where, it talks about, what my past life was like, feeling neglected. I felt unloved. But then God just turned things around. And it's just right across. It's real life issues. Real life issues. Which sometimes we fear to talk about. I even said to somebody the other day, look here, I don't look at somebody, they may dress nice and have nice things. Those things don't fool me. Check beyond it. Check because that's the surface. And sometimes we tend to look at people and look at their appearance and they seem to have it all together. But when you actually sometimes get a chance to know them or to even talk to them, you feel like, hear what? I'm a total mess.
Yes.
But what? Because I have the accolades and I have the material possession. So you're not really seeing beyond them, right? So they use that as a mask. They dress up every day and they come out as if, okay, things are fine. But the truth is, if they should be honest, they have their battles, and all of us have our battles. And I say this to say, you know what, we have to be so careful how we treat people, because we may never know what they're going through. So we have to be so careful what we say to them. My second book, Grow and Glow with Your Scars.
Wow.
That one. All of us, we have our scars. And I just want to say, look here, grow with them and glow with them. So for that one, it's a book with encouragement, encouraging you, or encouragement for everyday life, especially for Christians, Let us not worry about the cares of this life. As I always say, sometimes the things that we are worried about, we're going to die and we're going to leave them. And another thing I want to say is, let us be careful how we treat people who cannot do anything for us. Because that is very much important. So that one is encouragement, right across the book, God's best for your life. It actually bursts as well through my experience. And that, as I said, I would just get up in the morning and things would flow. I would just be writing. From my experience, using it to encourage others. I just wake up, things just come and I just be writing. I've even had circumstances where I've had friends who were on the verge of committing suicide. Yes. And through the inspiration, because all this is God. It has nothing to do with me. And I remember the lady said to me that she was on the verge of committing suicide. And something said to her, read what I sent her. And she said that when she read it, she was in tears. I have another friend. He was going out and he decided that, look here, man, this is it. And it's through the encouragement. He said what he started to do, he started to write the things that sent him. I have people call me on the verge in tears. Men call me on the verge in tears, going through stuff. And I'm saying, you know what, God, this is not me, because I'm really the type, I rather to just lay behind the scenes. right? I'll be impacting lives, but I don't, the whole publicity, no. I rather be behind the scenes. And when I watch God work and, him doing what he wants to do. Because one of the things I say, you know what, Lord, I'll avail myself. You do what you choose to do. But I just want to encourage us as Christians. Let me tell you, sometimes we will fail. It's a part of our growth process. We are going to fail at times. We are going to fall. But don't condemn yourself. I mean, persons around you may condemn you because I know what that feels like. Because they're at a point who I decided that, hey, this church thing not working out. Because, I mean, the very people that I'm expected to love me and, I mean, show me certain things. I'm very ones, and I'm saying, God, what's the use of this church thing then? What's the use of going to church? But then, what I realize is, you know what, I experienced God for my own self. And it was there, I say, you know what, it has nothing to do with people because they are human beings like myself. I'm not perfect. Just as though I've been hurt, I've hurt people. And it's just fact. So, I start looking at it and I'm saying, you know what, God, I want to be able to forgive like how you forgive me. I want to be able to love people like how you love me. And, it's just all about that now. I mean, things that have happened in my past, I decide, you know what, hey, I'm challenging myself. I'm going to forgive what happened and I find peace. I am free. So, situations may be what they were because I am not speaking as if, you know what, I'm not speaking it as in now. It's what they were. I'm much better than what I used to be. I'm no longer where I was. I am growing. I'm becoming my best self through the help of the Lord. And, things will happen. It is what it is. Things will happen. But I'm saying, you know what, no matter what, let us not be selfish, but let us learn to forgive and let us learn how to truly love. You know what, there's this little song that says, show me how to love in the true meaning of the word. Teach me to sacrifice, expecting nothing in return. I want to live my life always. Lord, becoming more like you each and every day. Say, my words are not enough. Lord, I want you to show me how to love. And that is what I tend to live by, even in my broken state. I say, God, show me how to love. Show me how to truly forgive. I mean, things are happening, yes. But what? I don't want to be and do what everybody else does. I mean, I want to be able to make a difference. It doesn't make sense, the fact that, you know what, I was hurt, so it means that I should go and hurt others. No. I mean, it should be a case that I'm coming from a place where, you know what, I can understand that, you know what, because I've been down that road. So it's more like, you know what, let me show compassion. Let me love you. Let me not judge you. That kind of thing. Because none of us is perfect. But we need to just learn to love. Yes. We just need to learn to forgive. And especially in a time and season like this where there are so many things happening. The least you can do for someone nowadays is try to love them, try to care for them. And, try to encourage them even to become their best self. Because it's not easy. We have battles. But you know what? We have to just look to God, pray, encourage each other, especially now. Encouragement is needed like never before. Let's encourage each other. Let's stand with each other. Let's pray for each other because it is necessary in a time like this.
Yes, powerful. I mean, we could go on and on and on because I mean that's one of the good things about the title of the show, Entrepreneurship Through Spiritual Eyes, because I want the viewers and those who are joining via Instagram as well to know that these books were not just written because you were out having a drink and you got drunk and you just wrote some stuff. It's coming from a real place. It's coming from a spiritual place. God has brought you, ladies, through various situations, and from those situations, you were able to put pen to paper, now inspiring people. Powerful that you have written books that people can read, even a page or a few sentences, and it can prevent them from even committing suicide, from making devastating decisions. That's really, really powerful. Seeing a Yinko Matagard, no matter what, God is able and He will help do anything. Thank you so much for joining. Also on the Instagram platform, great and sincere testimony from the Steady Show boss himself, Mr. Sheldon Clark. I'm sure you know who that is. Also, for all those who have joined on the Instagram platform, Canada, big up yourself. USA, Jamaica, big up yourself. But Nario Fisher from Zimbabwe, also big up yourself. Delete the link to have one of these shows as well to showcase your music. So for all those who have joined, if I haven't called your name, Christine, big up yourself as well. Thank you so much for joining and enjoying this interview with these two ladies. We're going to be getting back to you in a minute, Julian, with the entire writing process, publishing and stuff like that. I'm sure people would like to know about that. But I'm going to be jumping over to Tanya to tell us about the inspiration behind her book. And in Julian's first part of the interview, she mentioned something, and I'm sure when Tanya talks, she will exactly see what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah, I got it. Yes.
Tanya, tell us about your book, tell us about the name of your book, and I'm sure this is one of the reasons why I know having you both on the show, because I could have done separate interviews with you both, but in the creating process of the show, I decided, yes, it would be good to have you on the show. Should have had someone else on the show as well, but unfortunately they're not on tonight. But you ladies are on the show, and we are happy. So tell us about your book, and then you're going to see how God works in terms of the title of this very show, Entrepreneurship Through Spiritual Eyes. Go ahead, tell us about your book.
Okay, so my book is titled My Words Are Powerful, Kids Affirmation. So Julian here talking about how words has impacted her life at a tender age. So my book is geared towards children from conception to age 7. Now, the reason behind this book is that, doing child development and looking in our society, I realize that most of our children are affected by words. Our parents, in a city, our parents would say, yo, dog, you're drunk, or forgive me my words, but, we call our children all sorts of names. And when we call our children these names, they live by them. They grow up like them. They are called and they answer to these names because this is what they have been socialized by. So my inspiration came from just looking around and knowing how powerful words are. I have this friend that is living in the States again, and every morning she will get up in the glass and look to her daughter, bring her daughter to the glass, and she'll look in the glass and say, I am special. She will reiterate these words every morning to her daughter, I am special. I am bold, I am fearfully and wonderfully made at a tender age. So I had a cousin, no, actually, I have a cousin that is 2 years old now, and I was there when she was born. And every morning I would get up, even when she don't understand what I'm saying, I would put my mouth to her ears and I would say, I am beautiful, I am special. And even if somebody say your head is big, you're going to turn to them and say, I am special. There she can talk. I mean, she's like, she was like, about 7 months, and I continue doing that every morning. I would just say these words, I am special. And then what I realized is that she keep on, going, she start put her ears, set her ears to hear what I'm saying, and she even no. She's easy repeating the words, even though she cannot talk. And even now at age 2, I would come to her and I would say, I am special, and she would like, I am special. And I would say, it's power talk time, and she know what I meant by power talk time. So my book is simple but yet profound, and it's about speaking a positive word. It is a picture book that children can identify with. It's colorful, and I don't use only white kids because how this whole Black Lives Matter and this racism thing is going on. And what I realized that we don't have a lot of black children in books nowadays. So I try to put all race in my book. So you have Indian, black, white, every child is represented in this book, colorful. You understand? So that's basically my inspiration from my book is that children at a tender age, parents need to be speaking positive word over the lives of their children. And the word of God says again that we speak, we have life and death in the power of the tongue. And Julian, if you were hearing these words when you were much smaller, I know, you'd be a better person while growing up, kind of, you'd be a special and you are more than enough. All of us experience some form of, defeat and being discouraged because I too have gone through my own trials and tribulation. But, God has been allowing me to reach to the children, and we realize how the world is set up, and even this whole pride thing that is going on is capturing the minds and the lives of our children. So if we can reach them at a tender age, because it's 0 to 5, they learn everything, they're like sponge. And if we as parents, I'm not a parent yet, but as parents and as guardians and teachers can really reach out to these children, let them know that I am special. And I know that many persons can attest that sometimes when they're in the schools, teacher would put them down and say that come to nothing and all these things. So these things affect the lives of our children. Because I know adults here would say, it's now Monday, she never liked me in a school. They are taught the truth, right? Yeah, it's a truth. So they don't like our teacher say, amount to nothing and then something that they write off your kids. But if teachers can speak positive words of affirmation to our kids, we will have a better society.
That's true. That's
And
true.
so that's basically my inspiration from my book. Yeah.
Powerful, powerful. One of the things listening to you both, and we talk about the power of words. And so many times, even as a child growing up, people have spoken various things over my life. But sometimes, to 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 our surprise, sometimes it's the negative words that carry the
Mm-hmm.
most weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a real, what you call, you have to find that inner energy which Julian found, you found it, to go inside yourself, because when you're searching for this inspiration from church books, from friends, from family, you're not finding it, and you know this is not the end of your road, you have to dig deep for that inner inspiration to be able to push forward, to know having beautiful books. And for Tanya, you have written your books about the power of your book about the power of word. I said books, so I'm speaking it prophetically that you're going to have it
Yeah,
when yes,
I have
yes.
one other
So
book coming.
so as you mentioned about teachers, I mean we could use an entire show to talk about that. I mean, growing up, maybe now because of so many laws and things that are in place, maybe now because of growing up and all the things that are in place, um, because of all the things that are in place, people are not able to do certain things as they used to do back in the days, like teachers. So we're thankful for those laws that were put in place, and I mean those watchdog groups that are watching out for those things. So we're happy for that. All right. So one of the things I want to talk about is for you both is the whole creative process, because I'm sure for those who are listening, those who are watching tonight, Dilingo, Sir Dilingo, blessings to you for joining as well. The messenger, blessings, bro, for joining. We need to talk. All right. Um, I know about writing songs and going to the studio and do whatever, but I'm sure the whole writing of a book is a different process that takes in a lot of work, the editing and stuff like that. So tell our viewers about the process you went through, Julian, and same question for you, Tanya, in terms of putting this whole book together, your first scripts, your first, I don't know if you call it scripts or manuscripts, and getting it together, publishing, and the whole works to now having it online, which we're going to be talking about before the end of the show. so that people can support your work. Tell us about your experience with that, Julian, first off.
Right. So as I did mention earlier that because it's a case where early morning I'd have the inspiration, so anything I catch, I'd have to start writing. So if I have a phone, I start writing there. If I had pencil and paper, I start
Yes.
writing there. So um, over time, because I still do have the book that I had written with pencil and pen, so I still have those, and I now have my published book. So um, last year, I got a link to a friend, and Dale, can I tell you, this is another person that it's amazing even how I met her, because she was going through some stuff and somebody linked me to her.
Mm.
And she said to me that, you know, she wrote her book, and then I started to ask her what the process was like, and she said, you know what, I linked you to somebody. So I say, you know, look at this, God. I mean, there is somebody actually in my sphere that I was encouraging just the same, and she actually linked me to the editor and the publisher, and he did it for me last year April. That it was done. Yes, last year April. Big up yourself, Hadian Snow, and
Sure.
Andre Simpson is my editor. So he did the editing of the book, and he helped me through the process of getting it self-published on Amazon. So it was published last year. So the years of having all this inspiration, I just got a
Yeah.
chance to do it last year. But I always say, you know what, nothing happens before the time.
Right, right.
When it's supposed to happen, it
It
will
will happen.
happen. That's how I see it. And so, you know, they both were published last year. So both were published last year.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So that's making an impact, binding wounds, and that's all about affirmation and self encouragement. And the other is grow and glow with your
With your
stars.
start. Right.
Definitely. I did an interview with another gentleman a few months ago, beautifully starred. So it's somewhat similar. In your case, you're growing and glowing, shining with your stars, which is what we can't leave the stars behind. We can leave the
Mhm.
emotional side of it and everything, but you're encouraging us to use all of this to help us in the growth process, which is good. All right, so tell us where we can find the books, and how we can support you. If someone wants to book you for a motivational talk, which I know you can, or somebody wants you to visit their youth department or their community center, wherever, to share your experience, share some information with us, your social media handles, and how people can find the book and go from there.
All right, so I'm on Facebook at J Lee Tiffany. So it's capital JLEETIFFANY. I'm also on Instagram at Queen_Phenomena.
Right. Right.
The book is also available on Amazon. So you can just go on Amazon, type the name of the book, and you'll see it pop up. So it is like Amazon US, all platforms on Amazon. So Amazon US, CA, UK. I think they don't have
Mhm.
Amazon Australia. So it's across all
Under
the
Queen.
Amazon platforms.
Nice, nice. And in terms of contact, so if someone wants to reach you for a motivational speech or for collaboration, they can reach you via your any of your social media platforms, or you have an email address that you want to provide.
All right. So my email address is julian.jones@rocketmail.com. So that's JULIAN.JONES at ROCKETMAIL.com.
All right, nice, nice, nice. So I'm going to be going to Tanya to tell us about her creative experience, And then before I close, I'm going to let both of you just offer a final word of encouragement to our viewers and to other young women, other young men who might have similar inspirations. It might not be books, it might be music, it might be painting, it might be culinary arts, whatever it is, but they just don't know how to push forward to get it out. So we're going to be taking that before we close the show tonight. So Tanya, tell us about your creative experience. If you met upon any major challenges or anything, but now you have the book. And I see the eye expression. So go ahead.
Alright, so creative. Mine was creative indeed.
Yes.
Um, for me, I just got the time because due to COVID, because I work in the tourism industry, I got laid off for a year, and even now, still haven't gone back to work as yet. So during that year, I went to a famous university that everybody goes to, and that is YouTube. So I was
Yeah.
on YouTube, yes, I was at YouTube University. So I was on
Yeah.
YouTube, and I just there's just something with this gentleman was saying that you can start writing your book using PowerPoint. So I said, all right, then cool. Then I start writing a book with PowerPoint. I have the content already. And while I was there, I used PowerPoint to to do the book.
Mhm.
I got some pictures from off the internet, not knowing about anything about copyrights and its law and everything.
Yeah.
Me go on Amazon now, bam, the published book. Because I was just following the steps. So
Yeah.
while I was there, I realized, watch out, the book now go through. So I
Yeah.
started demotivated now, not knowing that I was headed for some prison work because
Yeah.
all the pictures that I took off, they had copyrights to them.
Yeah.
So the long and short of it is that I had a friend, and when I was doing my Christmas dinner packages, he said to me that, I'm going to send you some money, and you can go ahead and find an illustrator to illustrate your book because you're going to get in serious trouble. And
Yeah.
there are also some other friends who were there guiding me, and I went out and I found this illustrator. His name is Kevin Lee. He works at the Herbert Morris Technical High School. Young youth, and I have to give Kevon, sorry, I have to give Kevon all the props because Kevon worked with me so I seriously to get this book done. His artworks are, trust me, is tremendous.
Mhm.
And my friend, I started to give it up in the process. And my friend said to me, you know what, I'm going to send you some money that you can go online and get your book formatted. So I went on this site named Fiverr. No, when I went on Fiverr, you have some persons, they're from Pakistan, and I'm from Jamaica, so there's a communication barrier.
Mhm.
Firstly, the gentleman did my paperback. He didn't do my ebook. I paid my money, and the thing wasn't formatted properly. So I said, all right, then cool. My cover was not lining up. I was starting getting, I start get anxious, I start get worried, I start crying, I start fretting, I start going, and I said, God, what happened to me? Um, Found another person that is in Pakistan, only to know that the gentleman ripped me off.
Mhm.
And I had to, I have to go through the whole process again to try to get my cover done. So it was like a whole ball and roll, and I say, no, I'm done. You understand? But at some point I have my friends were like, come on, continue man, because your content is great, you create, I have the idea as to how I want the images to look like. And to God be the glory. When I uploaded the book first on Amazon, they rejected the cover, they rejected the book. And I said, all right, then I have to find somebody who actually can help me to redo the cover. And I found someone, never too loved the cover at first, but I said to myself, say, you know what, I'm just going to stick with it. And that's how I have this cover that I'm using. But throughout the process, God was instrumental, and I have to give all credit due to God. I have some teachers who assist me, like I said, because I'm not the English scholar. So I have some teachers who assisted me along with my sister because she's a master teacher, and she assisted me. I have another author friend by the name of Raheem Fenno. He was also, an integral person because he shows me how the steps as to how to go on Amazon because he's a bestseller now. And through that process, my book was live. I was so shocked because I didn't believe that it was live. And up until today, I don't know how to feel because I'm like, how am I supposed to feel? And people are like, you don't feel excited. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just the work of the Lord because I've been through so much struggle with this book. So, I don't know how to feel, but all credit is due to God. And, I just thank Him that I'm able to impact the children because you have to start from the children, like I said, and then can grow up into adolescent and teenager and adulthood. So, yeah, that was my little creativity with my book. My platform, I have my Women's Foundation on Instagram, which is EWOCA, which is Ewoka, which means every woman of confidence and authority. I have my own name, Tanya Birch, and on Facebook it's Tanya Talented Birch. So they can find me on Facebook and on Amazon. My book is on Amazon and it's on all their platforms.
Okay. Repeat. Every woman of us, everyone of
Every
confidence.
woman, no, sorry, yes, Ewoka, yes.
Right. Confidence. Nice. Sounding good. So I'm going to be taking. So Tanya's book is called "My Words Are Powerful." You can find it on Amazon. My Words Are Powerful. Really nice. Yes, and it has a lot of picture illustrations for kids and employment for kids. And all our kids need a kind of book like this, especially now with what this pandemic has thrown at us. A very good friend of mine, I saw an article from him the other day where it's showing the deficit in education. Wow, nice.
The words are I am devoted. So just simple profound words.
Definitely, and very simple for kids to absorb.
Yes.
As
So
before,
this
yes,
so this is the one that I like the most because most time they put the queen as white and I represent my queen as a black rasta with child representing that
definitely,
that
yes,
she is a queen. Yes.
definitely
And at
representing
the
the
back of
culture.
the book is
Yes,
hashtag I'm number one.
nice, and we're always number one. Putting ourselves first is always a great thing to do, and that's powerful. So I missed saying earlier that Julian will be giving away a copy each of her book, and just going to be posing a simple question um, for someone tonight who would want to get a copy of this book, and then we'll figure out getting the book to you. So if you have been watching tonight and you want to get a copy of this book, I would just ask a simple question, and that should suffice. So, what is the title of Julian's first book? And hopefully, you can say the entire title. And also, if you can add to that, when was the book published? And while she gives her encouragement to close the show, then you can put the answer in the inbox, or even after the show, you can always reach out and you can send an inbox to me and I can do the rest from there. So what's the title of Julian Jones's first book, and also when it was released, the year it was released? All right, so Julian, just give us your last words in terms of your encouragement to young people, young ladies, young men, and for all those who are watching via this platform, because this book touches everyone, not just young people, but the older adults, and I'm sure this book will be an impact. So just give a final word of encouragement to those who maybe want to write, want to publish a book, publish a song, publish poems, whatever it is, but they are not sure of how to go about it, and you can just use a few minutes just to encourage them. And I'm going to be doing the same for Tanya before we close the awesome show tonight.
All right, Neil, thank you. All right, so my encouragement tonight is go for it. Don't allow what you've been through or where you've been to stop you from becoming your best self. As I said, you know what? We all are going to be scarred. It is just a process. I mean, as I said, you know what? If you don't want to be hurt, die. Because as long as you're walking this earth, you're going to have scars. So, I mean, go for what you want. Tell yourself that, you know what? You can do it. I mean, believe, put your trust entirely in God. Trust in God. Believe in yourself. You know what? Words were spoken, but know that you have the power to denounce what was spoken over you. And remember, your words are powerful. You create with your words. I mean, if it means that you need to do what you need to do afraid, go ahead and do it. All you need to do is start. So start. I mean, there will be obstacles, but start. Start. And I mean, just go forth. Every step of the way you go, ensure that you take God with you. Ensure God is on every path that you take. And as I said again, believe in yourself. Even when no one else believes in you, you believe in yourself. Believe you can. Believe that you will. Believe that you can. And you will be able to do it. So go for it. Stop. Do what you are dreaming of. Put that dream now, make it become a reality. Act on your dream. The Lord bless you.
Bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank you so much, Julian, for your words, telling us to just go forward. Don't sit down and wonder if I can do this, how am I going to get to do this, and you complain and never get anything started. Just start, and the process will take its course, and God will help you through it. Tanya, your final words as we close. But before I go to that, I'm seeing one person at Thompson. Actually, your answer is not correct. That's actually the title of another book that was on one of my previous interviews. Avent Music joined. Thank you so much for joining as well. So we'll come again with your answer, and we'll come again with your answer. T Triple C joining as well. Thank you so much. We'll come again with your answer. What's the title of Julian's first book, and when was it published? You have gotten the year correct, but the title of the book is a little bit off. So we'll come again and let's see how we can do that. And then we'll figure out a way to get the book to the person who comes up with the correct answer tonight. Tanya, go ahead with your final words of encouragement to our viewers tonight.
Okay, so my encouraging words to the viewers tonight is that many times we have the ideas and we don't know how to start. And for me, I did a vision board, and I got a piece of cartridge paper and I write down the things that I want to do, and I put it up and I place it on my door. So I did a vision board, and when you look at it every day, you're going to realize that you see it. So you're going to say, even if you're not doing it, it will propel you to go forward and to start something. And as Habakkuk 2, let me look again. Habakkuk 2, 2 and 4, it says, write your vision, make it straight, speak it, and sorry, let me quote it properly. Yes, write the vision and make it plain. Speak it and wait for the vision. It will not tarry. So write a vision. Anything that the Lord inspires you to do, write it down and act on it, because faith without work is dead. And I'm encouraging you to just do what the Lord wants you to do. Pray over it and just act.
Definitely. Powerful. So, I mean, it's been a really wonderful interview. Sheldon Clark, congratulations, ladies. Keep up the awesome work. And I want to tell you as well, as the host of the Awesome Music Show, to keep up the good work and also to continue to work. So I'm seeing where Annette Thompson actually has one of the titles correct. That's actually the title for the second book. So I think because you've been trying so much, so you got the year correct for the first book, and you got the title for the second one, Grow and Glow with Your Scars. I think we could actually just offer you one of those books. Actually, the one you got correct, maybe we could arrange to get to that. So we'll inbox you the details and we'll get that. So I'm going to be just wrapping up. This was a very, very awesome interview. And you know, my tagline, as always, is it's another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. We had on the show tonight. Uh, Thank you so much, Olivia, for joining. We have on the show tonight Julian Jones, author of two books, Making an Impact, Binding Wounds, and also Grow and Grow with Your Scars, and also Tanya Birch, My Words Are Powerful. It's a book specifically dedicated to kids with illustrated pictures, affirmation, encouragement, you name it, and that's all in the book. You can find both of them on Instagram. You can find them on Facebook. But the books, you can find these three books on Amazon, all the platforms on Amazon. My Words Are Powerful by Tanya Birch, Tanyabyirch, and also Julian Jones, Making an Impact, Binding Wounds, and also Grow and Glow with Your Scars. You can contact Julian Jones at julian.jones@rocketmail.com. Find her on Facebook, J. Lee Tiffany, and also on Instagram, Queen Phenomena. For Tanya, you can find her on Instagram at Tanya Burke, and you can reach out to her. Support these ladies, people. Support these ladies. Support the books and let them feel encouraged. They could be using their talents and their time to do so many other stupid things, but they have penned these books to encourage us so that even for our kids to come, they can have these things to read. And these books are available in paperback and soft copy, so you can choose your choice of book and support these ladies and their ministry. Bless you, ladies, for being a part of the Awesome Music Show tonight. It was my pleasure being the host tonight. I was encouraged, I was blessed, and I'm sure those who are on tonight watching, those who will be seeing this show tomorrow and many, many years to come, will be blessed, will be transformed as well. So thank you so much for being a part of the Awesome Music Show. And
Thank you
as
so
you
much,
go,
Phil.
and as you write, I pray that you will be inspired to write even more, and that God will give you all the courage to do even more for God, reaching more young people. Tanya, as you do your feeding program, as you do the woman of every woman of empowerment and authority, as you do that, I pray that you will have a wonderful ministry. And Julian, as you reach out to other persons in your community, as you go about writing, empowering people, you all say that you can't speak and you can't preach, and trust me, God is going to use you all to do some amazing things. And you just have to avail yourselves as God will just do His thing in your life. And it was an awesome experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining. Yes, from Annette Thompson, blessings to you as well, as you are the winner of one of the books tonight, and you're going to be getting that book very soon. So, all the best. Thank you so much for joining everyone tonight. And as we go tonight, I'm going to just be leaving with one of my original songs. His name is Jehovah, as we close off the show tonight. All right. Blessings, everybody, and we will talk.
Because we keep the eyes upon the prize. I hope my baby takes it to the light. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords.
Much shame. Blessings for joining. for joining us here. Bless you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a great night.
Thanks and same to you.
Thank you. As you listen tonight, look out for another powerful interview coming up on this weekend. I'll be sharing my details of that interview. Looking forward to that. Another Jamaican doing great all the way in the United Arab Emirates. Look out for that interview. You're gonna love it.
Salvation maximum you will receive. Perfect restitute, I like it. That is why I praise his name. His name.
Also coming up sometime next week, early next week, is one of the contestants in the Jamaica Gospel competition. You're going to be seeing him live on this show. Thank you so much, Teach Triple C, all the way in Canada representing. Psalmist Shamana Chambers, thank you so much. Thank you. Also, Psalmist Shamana Chambers has a concert coming up. We're going to be sharing some of those details so you can support online, support a worthy cause. That's coming up in August. We'll give you all the details. So as we go tonight, I want to thank you so much for being a part of the Awesome Music Show. I'm Dayle, your host, as always, and we want you to be blessed, be transformed, be empowered as you go. Alright, his name is Jehovah. So as I close tonight, be blessed, be transformed, use today to do something powerful, use today to do something that's going to be creative and original. And as these women have told you tonight, that they had their doubts, they had their fair share of setbacks, but they have now overcome all those setbacks and they have published their books. Grow and making an impact, binding wounds. Also grow and grow with your scars. And from Tanya Birch, my words are powerful. Go on Amazon, check out these books, support these people so that they can continue writing and encouraging us. Annie Thompson, my wonderful sister, you are the winner of the book tonight. Didn't quite get the first answer correct, but because you have tried so much and you actually got the title of the second book correct, we're going to be sending that to you. So we'll sort out all those details behind the scene and send you that book. And if anyone wants to answer another of the question, well, it's one question: what's the title of Julian Jones's first book and when was it published? Then we can arrange sending you another copy of the book. The TR show, thank you so much for joining. We are just about closing, but you can always watch this show on the replay. I'm Dayle, your host. Thank you so much for joining and for being a part of the awesome show. Looking forward to seeing you this Friday for another powerful interview with someone from the United Arab Emirates, a proud Jamaican doing great in the United Arab Emirates. And also, one of the contestants on the Jamaica Gospel competition this year, 2021, will be live on the show. Watch out
for these shows coming up. See you soon. Blessings. Take care. God bless.